Hey, hello, leaders. This is Paul Grau Jr., and welcome back to Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So today I want to talk about something that I recently witnessed. And I want to ask you, have you ever saw somebody do something wrong and you approach them on it and you kind of try to tell them what they did wrong or try to correct them? And then they just look at you and say, yeah, well, I'm sorry, but it was because of this, this, and this. And they just kind of throw out an excuse, some kind of excuse. And it might even be a legitimate excuse per se, but it doesn't really excuse what they did or what happened based on what they did. And you're a little frustrated. Well, today I want to talk about how leaders in general, I was going to say high-performing leaders, but leaders in general don't make excuses. They take accountability or they take responsibility. They are accountable for their actions. And, you know, the old saying, the buck stops here. Well, the highest performing leaders, the buck always stops with them. Because if something happens within their team or if they do something, they don't turn and try to blame other people. They take the responsibility for whatever it was and they run towards it and they take care of it. They fix it. And remember, leaders are responsible for everything that goes on within their team. They might not even be doing it. They might not even know what their people are doing sometimes, but the leader ultimately is responsible. So if somebody approaches you as the leader about something that one of your team members did, well, you have to take responsibility for that. You don't want to let that person outside your team go talk to that person. That all depends on the situation. I mean, if your leader comes down and says they're going to talk to that person, well, that's a different story. But somebody outside of your chain of command or outside your reporting line, they're not going to have access to your people just to come in and rip on your people for doing something wrong. They can tell you about it, and then you in turn will go talk to that individual. And I think that's where a lot of times excuses come in too. Somebody from outside your team, outside your chain of command comes to you and tells you about something that somebody on your team did wrong, and you start maybe making excuses for yourself about, well, I didn't even know they were doing this. Well, they did. Well, you should know. As a leader, you should know what your people are doing. Now, granted, if they truly went rogue and you did not know what they were doing or what they did, you're still not going to come up with an excuse of, well, I didn't know. Because leaders don't say that. They take responsibility and they're like, you know what? I'll figure this out. I'll find out. I'll gather more information and I'll get back with you. Tell me your side of the story and then go talk to your people. Go talk to the person that they claim was responsible for something or did something wrong. Talk to them and make things right. You want to stand up for your people. Man, there's nothing worse in the book, nothing worse I would consider than a leader with no backbone. Because leaders have backbone. They stand up for their people. They carry the burden when they have to. They take hits for their people. When they say, crap rolls downhill, well, it stops with the leader. Because if something's coming from above you and it's rolling down, guess what? You're catching it. Sometimes it filters Well, once you catch it, you filter things out and then you approach your team members and you talk to them. It might be even harsher than what you got, but usually it's not. Sometimes it might be. But anyway, today I want to challenge you by asking you the question, are you being responsible? Or are you making excuses? Are you being responsible for everything within your control? Are you being responsible for, things at home? Are you being responsible for your job and your responsibilities on the job? Are you being responsible for your team members? How about your family, your friends? Where do you draw the line? In my opinion, leaders don't make excuses, whether they're on the job or off the job. The buck stops with them. Hey, that's it for today. Just some things to think about. And come on back tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to talk about career success and how you set your people up for success. Until tomorrow, run to your challenges. We'll see you.